We're gonna be mixing our compost today. As you see, we have two different piles here. This one's a lot further along than this. We have some more green. This is almost totally brown. So what we're gonna do is mix these two piles, and I'm gonna add all these eggshells that I have in this bag. Yeah.
Bam.
So we got a bunch. We'll pour all these in here. Get this piece of paper out of here. All right.
Technically, you could throw the bag in there too.
I can. Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, that's your carbon.
Let's rip it up.
Throw that in there.
Put the bag in here. All right. It's gonna take a while for these to break down, so we're gonna put them in now, and then by the end of the season, when we put our compost over the garden bed, by next spring, everything should be readily available.
Okay.
We're just gonna take this
And
fork
tell them
here.
about that tool. That's an important tool to have.
There's a fork. This is really important for mixing compost and aerating it. So you just go in here. Give you an example. Let's go in here.
Ooh, that's rich.
Put it over. So you just mix up the brown and the green. Now this has a lot more microbial activity in here. So when we mix all this, this one's gonna help break down the bigger pile on the right. And we're gonna take care of that right now, and we'll show you what it looks like. All right, so we're halfway along in the process. If you could just look at this pile here, it's a little smaller. We're starting to add this one to the bigger one on the right. And it's kind of like cake layers. So right now, we have the more broken down part here. I'm just gonna take this green material and just add it on top. Just keep adding.
Now you could take some of the other stuff.
So we'll take this,
There you go.
and then we'll come back here. Take some of the more broken down material.
Ooh.
Put it on top. Just keep layering it.
Wow, that's looking really good.
How long do you think this will take to break down?
Maybe another couple months. We're not necessarily hot composting here, but we're trying to get it back up, the heat back up.
So what's the difference between hot composting and this?
Cold just takes longer. It's all gonna break down. We got all till next spring. So what doesn't break down this pile will break down when we spread it. Yeah, you could just throw the rest of that in, and then the rest of that goes on top.
Just finished the process here. If you want to take a look, this is what it should look like. You know, it's nice and fluffy, piled onto each other, kind of like some lasagna. This is the broken down material. Want to be able to squeeze it with no water coming out. It's got a good amount of moisture. It rained a lot. We didn't cover it, so now it really doesn't need any moisture for a while. Right. So this is our original pile here. As you can see, we left some because we're gonna start the whole process over again. Now, this composted material is gonna help break down the new green material a lot faster. So we'll go in the yard, we'll trim a bunch of the foliage off, we'll get some weeds, and we'll just stick it in there, and then we'll start the process all over again, and hopefully we'll have another pile that's just as big as this one by the time the season is over. If you come over here, you'll see this is our separate compost where we put food scraps. We always keep the food scraps in the tumbler.
Hold on, show them that gnarly worm that's there. Grab it.
Where is it?
Oh, damn, he just went down.
All right, he left. Alright, but we have rats here in the city, so this is a good way to keep them away. And we'll eventually, when we're ready, we'll add this to the other pile.
So what is this compost mostly of?
This is actually a lot of wood chips. There's some clay dirt in here, and mostly just leaves and food scraps. You know, apple cores, greens, coffee grounds, you name it.
Awesome.
Melon rinds. We put a lot of melon rinds in here.
Wow.
So eventually this will break down. This is eggplant here. Cucumber rinds. Bunch of apple cores.
Yeah, and it doesn't smell at all, I noticed.
It doesn't. Yeah, that's because it's getting a lot of airflow. Hasn't gone anaerobic yet.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's what we don't want.
Yeah, we don't want that. Yeah, this is pretty much ready to go almost. I mean, there's a good amount of clay in here, so it's not as fluffy as the other stuff. But I wanted to add some dirt in there. I wanted to see what I could do with it. But you know, eventually it'll just completely break down. So there's actually there's a lot of branches in here. A lot of small. It's really carbon-based compost in here. Let's see.
Sweet.
So it's slower to break down. Here's the worm that we were talking about. I don't know how he got in there. Whoa, whoa, put him back. Covers you up.
It's magic.
Yeah. So in another few weeks, we'll come with another video. We'll show you how much more progress we've made. And hopefully we get another one of these right here. Yeah, stay tuned till the next video. Peace.